How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole. We are here with Chibi. She wants me to do the introduction because apparently she likes the way I speak. Jack's here, and Brad is here as the koala.
It's me.
Oh God, his grippers are on screen.
It's a koala. If you don't know, koalas carry chlamydia. Anyway, so
what? Do they really know?
Just like me.
Yes, they do. And Brad does have Brad has the clap as well. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to talk about OddTaxi. This is an anime that I recommended. I think Chibi first. She's wearing the Otakawa shirt, as you can see. And then we had Jack and Brad watch it as well. I apologize to both of them because I know Jack was too busy watching Demon Slayer, baby. he finally got through it. I think we'll probably do an episode on the second season too.
I'm down.
And this
Chibi
time
joined in the final episode.
And we'll fucking force Brad to watch it as well.
So all 3 seasons.
Shouldn't have to force them. It's one of the best damn animes out there.
Relax.
Pretty solid.
So, if you haven't watched OddTaxi, it's currently out on Crunchyroll. If you don't want to watch all 13 episodes, you can watch the movie OddTaxi in the Woods. What it does is that it's pretty much a recap, and it also has interviews during the actual the movie, and it has interviews with some of the main characters and stuff like that, some of the players, where it kind of fills in some of the information gaps that people may have questions about. And it also provides an ending that actually clears up what was essentially a cliffhanger in the original 13-episode series. So, I'm going to start with Chibi, because she got the Otakawa shirt. Chibi, what was your expectation when I first recommended OddTaxi to you?
Like all these, I go in with no expectations, especially if I haven't heard anything about it. You just hyped it up so much. I was like, all right, like, must be good. And I remember you had told me kind of like the dialogue was your favorite. So I remember going in and expecting like some type of kind of expectation with the dialogue, and it definitely did not let down. It was really good. I think that was what, I mean, we'll talk about it, but I think the way the banter was and the overall dialogue was so interesting. So that was kind of like what I was looking for and was not disappointed.
Felt like a very mature anime in comparison to some others where like the dialogue's pretty basic. It felt like you were like having people have normal conversations, right?
That's why it was very normal conversation.
That's why I kept saying like it feels like a Tarantino film, because essentially Otakawa.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Otakawa is your main character, but they constantly have all these other people who are connected to him by very loose threads. But there's one central plot, and that is, there's this disappearance of an idol, right? And Otakawa is technically what he was thought of as to be the main suspect. And there's all these different players involved. And it's very interesting seeing all that type of chaos. Brad, what are you doing? You put on a mustache again?
I know. I was literally like, this man is literally putting on a mustache.
This bitch. Anyway, Jack, what about you? What were the expectations going and seeing the anthropomorphic animals? Zootopia? But anime?
Hey, Zootopia is good.
Yeah, somebody told me it looked like Animal Crossing with what was the second part? Like GTA or some shit.
GTA.
I don't know. Anyways, nice. I didn't have any expectations really. I again went into this without looking anything up. I knew they were talking animals. I knew you guys were talking about. They had some very like real conversations. For instance, like when they start talking about they got the young kid in the back seat in the first ride, and he's talking about social media
going viral,
and the driver's like he's like he doesn't fucking understand it.
I thought that was so interesting and so funny.
Yeah.
Well, because I think he understood like there's no, for Otakawa, it's just he seems like a really aloof character. Like things just happen. He's just like trying to live his life basically, right? And he has a really tragic backstory as the show goes along. But it's interesting, like seeing how he takes these characters who seem like to have like really extreme personalities and is like trying to make sense of their situations for them. And none of them ever seem to take his advice.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. Like the kid's like, I just want to go viral. Here, let's take a picture together. And he's like, can you blur my face out? He's like, you're probably one of those guys. He's like, no, I just don't understand why you wouldn't. Like, what's wrong with you?
And I thought it was so relevant too, because like I could imagine so many people are like that with social media.
No, that's Brad. Are you playing Battlefit Remastered?
No, that was an accident.
She's starting again.
Oh my god!
He said, "Fuck this anime. Fuck the podcast. I'm playing Battlefit."
Brad,
I clicked on the shortcut.
The shortcut. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Brad, I have you on Steam as a friend. I can see what you're doing.
Me too.
I was like, what do you mean? I don't see it.
Brad, what did you think of OddTaxi when you first watched it?
It was a show.
Did you finish it?
Yep. I watched like 4 episodes. A cool fun fact: the English dub for Arakawa is Master Roshi.
Yes, it is.
But I only watched like 4 episodes, but then I realized I wasn't going to finish it before this, so I did watch the 2 hour movie version. There's a lot of characters, like just like a ton of characters that they just go and reveal. So that not having an English dub,
That was rough.
I really didn't follow all of it.
It's okay. We'll break it down for you.
It's fine.
It's a decent art style. You know, it was.
I'm surprised you like that art style. I was like, a lot of people, I feel like when they first saw it, were like, nah, there's no way. I'm not watching this.
Really? I thought the art style was really cute.
I'm not big into furries or anything.
Interesting art
Oh my god.
You are literally an animal right now. You are a furry. I don't care what you
I'm
say.
not into furries as an animal.
As he is a koala.
I'm one of those self-hating koalas.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
What did you guys make of the twist at the end? Chibi.
Okay, so I saw it coming, but I didn't, because what I like Googled some things afterwards, because I was like, wait a minute, wait. And people were saying, like, there's so many pieces that matter, and if you pay attention, you kind of can see it ahead of time. And there had been like one point where like Odokawa, I forget who he was talking to. I think it was like the doctor. He's like, "What do you see me as?" He's like, "A gorilla." Like,
Yeah.
and it was such an offhand comment that I was like of course. Like, what do you mean? Like, of course he's a gorilla, obviously. So I was just like kind of sus about that. And then there had been one other part where he had like he had casually mentioned like, "Oh, I can spot you guys in a crowd so easily."
Yeah.
And I thought that was a little odd too, because like as it progressed, I was like, wait a minute. Like, and I also wondered about like his diagnosis. I was like, what's wrong with him? Because then they like never say.
No, they told you. It was visual agnosia. So basically,
no, I'm saying like in the end they said it, right? But not like.
Yeah, so like the episode prior, I think it was the 12th episode where Dr. Gariki is like going through, like, he's interviewing all of these people because he's really interested in like why Otakawa is the way he is. Yeah. So basically what he does is that he goes into the clinic and he's like interviewing. He's like, what happened? He's like, well, we found out that, the assumption is that his mom and his dad tried to like kill themselves, right? It was like a double suicide. He survived. And then when he awoke, like he just, saw everyone as animals, right? The visual agnosia. The reality was he was an abused child. Yeah. Right? His mom was a fucking psychopath. She was very depressed. And his dad was an alcoholic. So the mom decided, but like his only real solace was, I think his love for zoology and stuff like that, his love for animals. So he felt like, he was just kind of this face in the crowd and that he felt more comfortable around animals. So when they had the car accident, when he woke up, he saw the doctor as a gator, right? And then I think he like noticed, like, yeah, that's just how he associated, because then he said, like, look, they all look like animals to me, so I'm more comfortable this way. Even though he still couldn't talk to Miho, who's the alpaca. Like, he still couldn't believe that she was as pretty as he was, right? So like the entire time, that's essentially what like happened to him. He just could not. I guess it's just like his way of coping and being able to.
I was gonna say it was like a coping mechanism for him. Like I think without it, I think it would have been hard for him to continue in a sense, since he was so young.
Yeah,
and all that shit happened.
What's crazy is that like they have like all these crazy twists that happen. Like my favorite thing is that like Otakawa got pretty much saved by like the Yakuza boss member who happened to be. I was like, oh shit, the taper. Like that's like that's like his fucking what do you call it? His beneficiary and stuff like that. Like that was the person who took care of him. And then you found that person really had like a connection to everyone and really didn't want his people to kill anyone. So they all broke his rule when they freaking pretty much dismembered that one idol, which was a fucking brutal revelation as well. I was like, holy shit, this is messed up, man. Yeah. I just felt like everyone just like kept trying to blame Otakawa because he just happened to have the idol in the back.
He had all the information.
He had all of it with him, right?
He had everybody that spoke to him on a regular basis.
Exactly. And he was like, I think his condition really helped with him like processing information and kind of seeing like through everyone else's bullshit. Because it was like you have the guy who wants to be viral on social media who like almost gets himself killed, right? By being fucking stupid.
Oh my
And then
god. I was gonna talk about that. Like that was insane.
you have his best buddy who like got scammed by like Tinder and shit like
Dude,
that. Which by the
oh my
way,
god.
which by the way is
I hate that plot point.
which by the way is it's realistic too. You have
Yeah,
so many
for
people who get
sure.
catfished and then
Yeah.
fucking get pushed into whatever.
I mean,
that was.
in the sense too,
Debatable.
he was also like catfishing, you know? It
Yeah,
was
he
like
was. He
yeah,
kept
it was
lying
like
about
it
how
went
much
both
money he
ways.
made.
Man said, "I'm wealthy," takes out a loan,
Yeah.
like fucking loan sharks
I
pull
just- I
up. I'm
just
like,
like
what
the-
do you expect?
I just like the fact that all these characters were connected. Like even the the comedy duo, like Manzai, I was like, what do
Oh,
they have to do
yeah.
with it? I was like, oh shit, like the fucking he's the boyfriend of one of the idols
the
who decided
idols,
to kind of hide the body and shit. I was like, Jesus.
Dude, that shit was wild.
Yeah.
That shit
and
was
also
wild.
and also the dude who the boar, like he's like
Yeah.
he has to be the ballsiest person I've ever seen. Like you're talking to a
Wasn't
dude
he like,
with
I
a-
want to get shot?
Yeah,
He was
he's-
quiet.
And then there was also like they had another conversation about addiction with that young kid who like pretty much got caught up with the gotcha games, right? That was fucked up and very
That is,
realistic, by
I
the
think,
way.
the saddest, one of the saddest parts to me of this anime was that character.
Oh yeah, 'cause
like,
he was
He
completely
made
broken.
me so sad.
And
Just his fucking
and-
crazy eyes.
And what's crazy is that like when OddTaxi came out, there were so many stories of like I think there was like a family in China that sold their kid because of their addiction to gotcha and stuff like that because they
Oh
were in
my
debt because of it.
God.
Yeah. So this stuff is like
Gotcha games are evil.
Education.
so OddTaxi was like really relevant in terms of its social commentary, which is very surprising. I just thought I was like when I showed Brad, I was like, I'm pretty sure Brad's gonna hate this art style. And he's like, that's cool. I was like, what? I was like, it was like so casual and kind of cartoonish and stuff. But I felt like the twist, I really like so
Mhm.
I think the most fucked up part was the replacement idol. Jack, when you saw like, did you think that she was gonna kill the girl that she was replacing? That was like her whole thing was like, yeah, I have to make it. My mom said I need to, or I need to, right? And then she ends up murdering the fucking person, and then I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? The
was like,
balls
oh.
on that person, that was insane. I think that as a whole, like, I thought the twist was really good. Jack, what did you think of it? When it finally got to that point where you're just like, what the fuck just happened after like, let me rewind.
I kind of felt that way throughout the entire show.
Chuck's like, what
The
the
show
fuck am I
had like
watching?
a ton of like almost like mini stories throughout the
Mhm.
Yeah.
the show, and almost I don't want to say overwhelmed, but like I was like, holy shit, is this it didn't feel linear.
Yeah.
You have
That
to
made any
really
sense?
keep
That-
Yeah,
your
no,
you
that's-
have to
stuff
follow
and
or you're gonna
yeah.
get fucking lost.
That's really good. I like that. That's a really good point. Like when you found out that is it Donbu? Like the
Dobu.
gorilla? Yeah.
Dobu, yeah.
When you found out that he
Dobo.
was the one that scammed the kid and ruined his fucking life. But also the kid didn't take responsibility for it too because he didn't realize
No.
that he was the problem. You know,
Mhm.
like
Of
his
course not.
addiction to like trying to be right when he got on eBay for like the first time.
Try
It
to
was-
be the popular
Yeah, I'm gonna get this eraser. It's like, bro, you spent how much?
kid.
Dude, that shit was insane.
That's also something that happened in real
Oh,
life.
and then
right?
when his father
Yeah.
beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that
that
was
made me so okay. That's when I knew the shit was dark. When that happened, I said, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
how old was he?
he
It
was
was like a
9.
middle school.
three.
Yeah.
No, he was like 9
elementary
years old.
school.
It was like no, I think it was like was it elementary school? It was probably something like
I think he
that.
said it was
Yeah.
7.
Because like
He was
Jack,
young.
He said he
Jack, you
was?
remember like
9,
all these crazy ass
3.
like things that were happening like middle school in the 90s where you had like yo-yos
yeah.
and shit like that, and it was
Yeah.
like okay, like whatever, but kids really took that shit seriously.
Yeah,
So
in middle school we had a fight bridge in the
yeah,
woods.
yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we called it a teenager bridge.
Listen, we had to do
Where
things we had to do things without the internet, all right, and some of them were not very
Yeah.
smart. Okay, I'm just
I
gonna throw
can
that shit
fucking
out there.
tell. Let's go fight on a bridge and enter our teenage years.
But it was fucked up because like
Wasn't
you
even
saw
a
like
bridge.
yeah, no, it wasn't even a
Oh,
bridge.
wow. It was
It
a
was a-
bridge. It
was it-
wasn't like a road bridge. It
we
was like a
put-
bridge that went over a creek.
We put
It's just
two,
a pl-
we put 2 cinder blocks down and a plank over. Call it the fight bridge. Do not leave this area.
No, it went through like a decent sized creek.
But yeah, no, I
Okay.
think OddTaxi is like that's why I was like maybe we'll see like how attentive you guys are because
Yeah.
you really have to pay attention because almost every
Mhm.
thread comes back and actually
end.
and actually matters. Because when you found out that the taper, the Yakuza boss, right, was actually helping a lot of these kids. So everyone who's worked for him was someone who was like orphaned, just like
Mhm.
Arakawa.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like you have all these things happening, and then, you know, you find out that Otakawa was just like, he kept a cat with him. And he was freaked out. He's like, oh, it is just a cat. I was like, oh, shit.
The whole time I was like, the girl's in there, the girl's in there.
Like, oh, yeah, dude, that's how I thought the first couple episodes. Like,
Yeah.
girls have
I
to
literally was like, fuck, is Otakawa the killer? Like, I was so scared. I was like, please, no, don't tell me he's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Why? I mean, he was crazy.
bro, like that though.
He wasn't
evil crazy. Though,
well, yeah, he's not. He's not Brad crazy. Brad would fucking totally be the killer. If Brad was in Odd Taxi, Brad would have been like killing at least 3 to 4 people and hiding them. Don't lie to me, Brad. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what I found interesting too was, I don't know if you guys caught it, but remember it was like, I forget which episode it was, but Otakawa was taking like the manager and the idols like back and forth.
Right.
And there was one scene where the homegirl was like talking about the girl who killed the original idol and was like, oh, you know, she's like, I don't know if I like her, like she's really competitive or like really ambitious, like she'd probably kill somebody for this, you know what, she has or something like that. she probably has, or she did. And I was like, I was literally like,
well, when they
sat there and I was like,
when they dropped that information where they're like jealous of one another, and she was like, I was gonna think about leaving the group and I was going to kill her, right? And then someone, and you know, as soon as someone else did it, she was like, but like you guys, but at no point in time did the fucking manager ever think it was a coincidence that the very same person that you guys brought on to replace that person looked exactly like that person. Like at no point in time did you ever like think in your head, like, maybe we shouldn't fucking bring this person along, right? Maybe we should do the right thing instead of dismembering the body and throwing it into the fucking ocean.
You know,
why?
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Is that what it is?
That's why he exactly would be the killer.
That's
yeah. So throughout the movie, I guess I'm not gonna say the show, but the actual movie, I was expecting more of like I was kind of going towards like a Murder on the Orient Express, where just like everyone's in on it, like someone just has some part to play.
Who the fuck is gonna kill an idol like that, bro?
You know what? Crazy shit has happened.
That's true.
He's got.
It was just like everyone was being interviewed, and like the way it was just set up, I was just like, everyone's the murderer at this point. And then obviously that didn't happen.
I mean, because that was the interesting part about the movie, is that like they actually interviewed a lot of the characters and kind of got their information, like with the twins, right? Like I expected like the dumb twin to be the evil one, to be honest. I was like,
funny,
right? I was like, he's the easily manipulated one, but then I was also like, you know, in certain movies, usually the dumb one is like the really pure-hearted individual who just wants to be a good person. And it turns out that's what it was. And I was like, okay, well, fuck, man.
You're like, I'll roll with it.
Because like in the end credits of the film, you get to see Otakawa and like all of them together, and like the dumb cop is there, but like everyone who's in prison is in prison, right? Like I just like there was like a lot of unintentional funny moments too, like when fucking Dober got shot because he counted the bullets wrong. He's like, yeah, 6 shots. And he's like, why was there a bullet in that gun? I was like, how do you not fucking know, dude?
That was just so on par with him, though. Like,
because you had like a really funny one, but then you had like that guttural scream by the kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
Dude, that shit like gave me goosebumps.
That shit was crazy, dude.
And like, I read something after I watched it, and they made a good point, you know, like, because you really feel bad for him, because he's like not actually crazy. He's just desperate. Like, he's just in shambles because, you know, he wasn't laughing how you would think someone, you know, who's crazy would be. He felt genuinely like, fuck, what did I just do? Which was like
well, I mean, like
eye-opening moment.
He was, you know, like they really did a good representation of like, I would say, the difference in generations and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
With like the way like certain, let's say like even millennials are like that, but like Gen Z, you know, they have information. They're the most technology savvy, right? And so you have these kids who are really attached to like being viral, social media, the games, anything that can like act as an escape from, you know, essentially what they would consider their mundane lives, that type of stuff. Then you have someone like Otakawa who's just like completely like confused about why this is, because Otakawa was 40. Like he's 40 years old, so he's just like, I don't know what the big point about it is. My favorite thing is like it feels like he's okay with death, but when he's like Tambo's like, bro, what are you fucking like? I thought you were okay with dying. He's like, I don't like pain. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
It's like, there is a difference.
There's a big difference in that. So I feel like overall, I just feel like the show did a really good job of pretty much trying to get you to like pay attention and then it has just a lot of good social commentary that I think was unexpected because most anime
for sure.
they don't do this,
Mm-mm.
right? It
Not
really,
to that extent.
yeah, it really felt unexpected. It feels like a show you would watch on like FX, like The Bear or something, which is a fantastic show, by the way. Go watch that. It's like
Sure.
you see a lot of these, like, you know, because in anime it always like it never really tries to get to this point. Like the conversations tend to be really basic, and then there's like that one character who's far too smart for other people. But in here, it's like, what is everyone's motives? Like the real only like the honest to God probably straight person was Gariki, the doctor. Like he's like the only person who's like straight up like, dude, I just want to know what the fuck is wrong with him. Like,
Yeah.
why,
He's like, we need to figure out.
yeah, why are you the way you are? Like, let's figure it out together.
Me and everyone.
And then
And-
no, good. What's up? And who?
I just said you can't do that. It's
Yeah.
not allowed.
Jack, to your point when you were bringing up like how like you like how certain things were like, you know, the threads all came together. My favorite thing is that Miho, right, the alpaca, she takes capoeira, right?
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that point.
She
oh my
used it at
God.
the end to break the window. I thought that shit was hilarious. And like,
wasn't that like? Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was gonna
say, wasn't it like episode 1 or 2 where they're like talking and he's like, you know, I am worried because there's a lot of like bad people around me. She's like, don't worry, I know this, and like fucking kicks her leg. I was like, what the fuck? Like they're having such an intense conversation, and then bitch is like, don't worry.
Hey, but listen, she is like the most charming person. I really love the fact that we're in there when she was sitting in the back of the taxi cab, and he's like, hey, do you have someone you like? And she's like, oh yeah, I do. He's like, oh, send me a picture. I'm gonna send it over to my friend. And it's her camera open and it's him, and he's like, wait.
Wait a minute.
And the entire time he really thinks that like she's playing with him, but she's not. She actually is infatuated with him the entire time. Yeah. I just love the fact that every time they like talk to each other, like he was like, you can't be near me. She's like, well, you didn't answer your calls and I'm outside. And she's like, hey, Otakawa's avoiding me. And he's like, can you keep it down? There are neighbors. So
and I think it's funny because it's just like that is like one of the most disrespectful things you can do is like wake a fucking neighborhood in Japan. So he's literally like, please, like stop.
I just found it interesting. Like usually because Japan has really strict gun laws that like they went really hard.
Right.
Yeah, with the
I really thought that was
Good.
interesting because like I think it was episode 6 when like the actual club scene happened. I was like, that's a gun. I was like, in Japan. I was like, is this America?
Just randomly in the club and stuff like that. And once again, boy,
shit, okay.
The Shibagaki, the boy was like, he's like, you gonna shoot me? I'm like, dude, do you want to get shot? Because you're
literally this bitch said, funny if I got shot. I was like, you're a comedian. It's not funny if you get shot.
Jesus, man.
Jesus.
Jack, who's your favorite character in OddTaxi?
Well, I was gonna ask that.
I kind of like.
Hold on. Chibi, go and ask the question.
Jack, who's your favorite character?
Well, you know, Yano.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because it's
just the.
It was funny to me that like his whole thing was just him spitting lyrics the entire time.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, he reminded me Killer Bee from Naruto.
Yes, that's a good point. I love how his boy was just like, when he like realized it was like a serious situation, he stopped rapping. It's like, boss, you stopped rapping. He's like, now's not the time for that shit. We lost our money. I was like,
he's like, cut the shit.
Chibi, who's your favorite character?
I want to be basic and go with like Otakawa. I don't know.
No.
I just really liked his character.
He's a walrus.
hence the shirt. No, I just liked his very blunt nature.
Yeah.
And like when he like, you know, he's in the taxi and you know, he's literally asking direct questions. Like I respect that.
Yeah, he's normal.
He's a normal
he wants
person.
to answer.
It's like a normal character in anime. What the fuck are we doing here? Feels so out of place sometimes.
Like he just told you how it was.
And I wonder if that was like the entire symbolism, like that they were hoping maybe 1 or 2 people in the world picked up on that he was actually human. Like the whole thing in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the way he come off in his conversations. I think like, there's a lot of hints about like it being something close to visual agnosia, which I thought was interesting. Like when he's like talking about the bird, that's a bird. It's like, why the fuck would there be dogs or birds in a world where everyone's an animal? Right?
Yeah.
People saw it. It was really funny because in Crunchyroll, like when I was watching the episodes, like people saw it coming, but people were like, "Fuck yeah, why is it though? Like, why is it the way it is?"
Feel like I need to know.
Tell me more about Otokawa. Brad, do you have a favorite character you want to contribute to the conversation? Bitch?
Obviously.
Who is it?
in your 2-hour movie.
The movie recapped the entire.
I know. I want to watch it.
The black cat.
The murderer.
Yeah, the murder. Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
fuck
related
that
so
bitch.
much. I related so much with her. So
I don't know if that's a red flag or we should be concerned.
Everything about Brad is a red flag.
Very true. Look at his grippers out right now.
Yeah. For free.
For free.
We're gonna charge $5 to see this on YouTube.
No, the comedian Boar guy. He was pretty funny, because he was a comedian, and so I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him. He was like, "Yo, this ain't Halloween. Why you wearing
the mask
that costume?"
so
Yeah.
Like, why would you think that in this situation, bro, that it's appropriate?
Like, did you not hear the fucking gun go off?
He really, I really just think he had a death wish, honestly.
Yeah, that's very
I
true.
really did. Like the entire time, I was like, bro, he's like constantly, because like if you've ever seen like Japanese manzai, it's pretty much just like these, and I'm surprised it still exists today because I was like, I don't understand it. It's like they have these like small comedy groups, and they're more like they tell stories as they're going through their comedies, routine, stuff like that, and they're actually still pretty prevalent in Japan.
Yeah.
But I was like,
there's so many like shows that I see on like TikTok.
Very
They're really
weird.
funny.
Yeah.
Once I get the translation.
Surprised Brad would pick that character over. You know what? I respect it, Brad. I respect it.
What character did you think Brad would pick?
The killer. Honestly, the killer. Because I mean, listen, she was determined, right? Let's think about it. She like made statements like, here's the thing that like I think kind of made me think she was the person who did it was because when they were like having to go through the big apology, she was the most casual person there. She was sitting there fucking eating snacks, chilling. Like, are you not panicked about this? She's like, yeah. So like, I just saw like every time she talked about something, I just saw an opportunity and I took it. I noticed that you guys had this audition. I got close, but I didn't get it. But I got it this time, and I was like,
you're like sussy vibes.
This chick's kind of fucking crazy. And then on top of that, like the conversation she was having with her mom about, I just need to go find the cab, right? And I was like, that would be where Otokawa is. And like, so in the actual, there's that. She gets in the cab, and she just kind of smiles and shit like that.
Yeah, which I'm like.
So in the movie, they have a longer conversation because Otokawa is recovering from the crash, so he's also getting used to seeing faces again. He's like, he doesn't remember her, and she's like, it's cool. And then they have this conversation. He's like, I'll just get the camera after I'm done. And as she's casually pulling out a fucking knife out of her bag, and I'm like, this chick's really gonna try to kill this dude in the fucking cab. I was like, holy shit, she's very determined. And then obviously she strangled to death the girl, the previous idol, in like the most casual way. She's like sitting there, eyes just like looking around, drops it, and then walks off. I was like, dude, what?
That shit was wild.
Fuck,
yeah,
right? Just
enjoying her day, strangling.
And you wouldn't expect it, right? Because like the idols are like, 16, 17. They look so innocent, and then just a straight
crazy
up
bitch
murderer. Little Oceanoko vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Oceanoko
vibes, you know what I'm saying?
If you have not watched it, watch.
I need to finish that.
I need to catch up. Catch up.
I haven't watched after the first episode.
Same, it's okay. Discord night.
Yes.
Dude, she was cold with it for sure.
My favorite character was Miho, like the alpaca. I love her. I thought she was
hilarious.
Dude, she was charming.
She's very cute.
She was
the
charming.
Capoeira was what got me on that.
She was charming. She was like determined to help him. Like she was like earnest in trying to like get out.
Yeah, which I liked. She
You
was just very genuine.
And the fact that she was honest to Otokawa like the entire time. Like she was not. I thought like, well, maybe she's probably like the honeypot. She's gonna scam him, eventually get him robbed. But she was like, no, I really fucked up earlier on. That's why that's why one of the things I liked about it was like when her and him had that like honest conversation in the back in the cab, and it was like, do you have any regrets? And then she goes off into that long tangent, and you're like, oh shit, she's probably just going to be this really honest character the entire time because she really cared about him. And I love the fact that like, here's what that was funny. When he crashes the cab at the end, right into the water, Goriki's like just standing there, and she like dives the fuck in super fast.
She's like, my man.
Yeah. It's like, I will save him.
My honey.
I just love the fact in the back of the ambulance, he's like, Otakawa, what do I look like? He's like, you're human. And she's like, what about me? He's like, you're pretty. Like, looks the way
got that right.
He's like, he still can't talk to women. Like, as this man just barely survived, like he still can't talk to women. They start laughing. I'm like, bro, y'all are fucked up, man. Like, what the hell?
Leave my man alone. He went through some trauma.
Man, I'm telling you.
Debatable.
So yeah. So Brad and Jack, you guys watch the movies. You guys, I'm assuming you guys watched the end, right? Where they had like the little cut, the pictures, stills, and stuff.
I missed
like that,
some of the end.
slideshow. Like,
I didn't get to watch the movie.
Oh, you actually watched the whole show?
No, I got towards the end.
Mhm.
But I missed some of the end.
Okay. Did you guys? So you get to listen to the music.
No.
The goddamn opening in Odd Taxi is fantastic, and it ends up being like the ending song.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was just gonna ask about that. Like, how did everyone feel about the music? Chibi, what'd you think about the OP?
Fucking loved it.
It's really
That was
good.
like one of the things when I first saw. I was like, damn, okay, saucy.
Yeah, there's like a big thing in anime. It's like, are there OPs you skip and some you don't skip? This one you don't skip.
Never skip.
Ever.
Yeah, never skip.
I'm like,
Always skip.
always skip. Whereas like, it's not Black Clover. Or whatever.
I double
Oh my
skip
God.
Black Clover.
You
What
double skip. Yeah, you have to double skip.
Yeah, you have to for the intro.
It's like that one thing. It's like, was it like Netflix, like skip intro, like skip music? Let me skip that shit too, bro.
Right.
Give me
10
straight
minutes into the episode.
Give me straight into the goddamn show.
Straight in.
Have you guys watched anything like Odd Taxi? Just can you guys relate it to like a show or movie you've watched?
The only thing I was gonna say was I agreed with you on the Tarantino thing, the Tarantino take. Like, instead of like an anime, I immediately thought of like the Tarantino movies, just because like of the banter. Like, I feel like it's very similar. Like, it feels real, and like everyone like just says the right things to keep the conversation going. You know what I mean?
I kind of agreed with
I can see
Brad
that.
when he talked about the death and like the was the movie Brad? Death on the Nile?
Murder.
Murder on the
Well,
Nile.
Oh,
it
Murder
was
on the Orient Express.
Also,
Well,
like,
it was
also
the one
Knives
before
Out
that
as
one.
well. Like Knives Out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the Glass
I can see
Onion.
that.
Like whodunits were like the.
Yeah.
I feel like the dialogue really carries everything in the show, obviously, because it's like I really feel like the animation style was intentional to not be like something super outlandish or super fancy, because really what you really want to like hone in
On
and
the
focus
story.
on the story and
Yeah.
the dialogue. So I was very, very surprised about that. And then like I was like watching Knives Out, I was like, holy shit, these are kind of like the same movie. It's like a whodunit. I love that shit. Let me get more of it.
Nope.
No, not Brad.
Oh my God.
There wasn't enough capoeira for me to really enjoy it.
Where
I thought you would find that disrespectful because you know Taekwondo, Brad.
Well, I do know Taekwondo, but capoeira is always a cool thing to watch.
It is.
It's not that great, but it's cool to watch.
There's this,
I like how in the movie when she was doing her interview, she's like, oh, do you want to see the whatever the kick she said? She's
Yeah.
like, do you, they're like, no, you don't have to show us right now.
I'll show you.
that shit was funny.
They said, please do not show us.
I mean, it ended up saving the day, right? I'm very surprised. Well, never mind, because some Japanese fled to Brazil after World War II. But
Oh, I was like, what?
make it time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I forgot about that.
Lot
What
of
would you guys say was your favorite part, if you had like one favorite part of the show? Do you want to go first? Let's do Ken. Let's keep you on your toes.
Good.
My favorite part was
Mhm.
I think kind of figuring out like what happened to Otakawa, and then realizing
Mhm.
that the Yakuza mob boss, who his people did really bad things, they hurt people, but like he was actually someone who was trying to help kids as well. So
Mhm.
like him realizing that was like his benefactor the entire time was pretty cool, and the fact that Otakawa really wanted to pay him back and gave him
Mhm.
all of the fucking money.
Dude, yeah.
Like, when that one kid came in with the lottery winnings and dumped it on him in the hospital, man, he's like, "It's yours. You can take it." He's like, "I don't want that shit, man." Like, first off, that
Kid's
was like,
I want it because of you.
if that was me and Brad, we're like splitting it or fighting to the death for that money. Like, get the knife out, Brad. I'm coming for you.
Nope, I just
Bro.
immediately invested in Bitcoin. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
So we lose,
God.
so we have to
Of
kill
course.
ourselves afterwards anyway.
Right.
Bruh. All right,
Easy
what about you,
suicide.
Brad?
Definitely the capoeira in the park. It's just it's a good funny scene. She's just like, "Do you want to see my capoeira?" She starts
it's
doing
out
it.
of nowhere.
And it scared him too, which is like funny. He's like, I didn't think
He's
he'd
like-
do it.
What
Check.
about you?
Oh man.
I know I'm sitting here still thinking too. I'm like, fuck.
I don't know. It's like I liked the scenes that kind of like felt real. Like the moment he was sitting in the car, the very first scene where he's sitting in the car with the kid and the
Yeah.
kid's like back talking and shit. But he just clearly does not understand how social media works.
Dude, him giving that kid shit and that kid just like completely ignoring what he's saying was so great because that's how
Like,
a lot of
"Watch, I'm gonna get so many
conversations.
views."
Yeah. That's how a lot of those conversations go, right? When you talk to someone who's vastly younger than you, it's like, yeah, you know what? It's like, fuck you, grandpa. It's like, yo, chill, bro. Chill.
You need to get
I'm
learned.
tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
That's how I felt like it was. I agree with Jack. I think I really enjoyed all of like the taxi scenes. Like I think that was like the peak banter of the show was just him in the taxi with different people.
Yeah, it's probably where the best dialogue, occurred.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the way, like, how dismissive he was of so many people. Like, he had was it the Homo sapiens in the car with him, the two comedians? He's like,
Oh my
he's like, I don't really
God.
listen to you guys. It just comes on. I'm like, dude, these poor guys are trying their hardest.
You're like, who
Hey,
says that?
And you're just shitting on him, dude. Jesus. Like, his conversations with the manager of the idol group were pretty,
Well, can
like,
you
Oh my
imagine being a taxi
God.
driver and how much you have to engage with people and then how boring
like
it
the
probably
small
gets
talk.
too?
yeah.
I was also thinking
I'd
like
probably feel how he does. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're fine. I was gonna say at the same time though, like think of how much gossip you hear.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
don't know these people's lives and then just come in just like trauma dump or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would be so interesting.
Well,
Shit, as much as I talk to drivers when I get into like Ubers,
Yeah.
most
They
time
probably
I'm-
have like the most tea.
most time you're just
Yeah,
fearing for your life and shit. You know, like, please do not kill me. Please do not
oh,
crash
right,
this
or
car.
rob me. Yeah.
I was
Oh
taking,
yeah, I
was-
can't go.
I was taking the Uber back from Topgolf, man. The fucking dude, like, he was straight up swerving around, bro. I was like, dog.
I hope you gave him a 1 star.
I was playing some good music though, so I was like, you know what?
You get a 2 star.
let's roll the fucking dice here, baby.
Oh my God.
let's see where this
Dude.
goes.
I refuse to take an Uber by myself. I just can't. Too
Oh.
sketched.
I don't blame you.
Was anyone
Sucks.
surprised about how all the characters looked when Otokawa first
I
could see them
did.
again?
Yeah, I was just like I kind
Yeah.
of like gasped.
Yo, his best buddy looks like shit.
Dude, poor thing looks so bad.
I was like, no wonder he's fucking lying, bro. Like the dude's like missing hair and shit like that, missing teeth. I was like, I thought that was like because he looked like a primate or something. Maybe they would change it, but nah, bro. He's really that man really got hit hard with that fucking ugly stick, bro. God damn. I think the twins I thought were gonna look, but like the second comedian. Baba, like his face when they called him horse face, I started laughing, bro. Because when they showed it, I was like, it's a big square and it's long. I was like, dude, they fucking.
You're like,
did
I
him.
understand.
They fucking
They
did
did him
him.
so
They
wrong.
did him dirty, and I'm surprised the idol girl was like so into him, Rui, because she was like, she's a J-pop star. So I was like, that's
It's
kind of
about
weird.
personality, dog.
That's true.
and
but-
also she's known him for a
Meh.
while too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like she before she was an idol, they met. I'm assuming, and were in love.
someone's
of
got to
thing.
tell Gariki to like get a mustache and shit instead of that weird ass beard he had on. I'm like, bro, you
Oh
gotta
my God!
work on that facial hair. God damn.
So
Yano was drippy as a human, short king.
Oh yeah. Dude had even when like they showed like his picture, he was still posing and shit. I'm like, what are you? You're going.
What are you doing?
Like the
He got that
manager. The
drip.
manager looked fucking. He looked. Like he knew he was in trouble, so he's like looking down and stuff like that. Yano was
Mhm.
posing. I was like, are you fucking cheesing right now, dude? Knowing that you're going.
Yano's
to
like,
jail?
I'm living my best life. He said, I'm famous.
Oh my goodness, dude. I like the fact that Otokawa actually looked like a walrus, but like is like
Yeah.
just a square face. I was like, all right,
Our man's.
that's
he makes
complete-
that weird noise like a walrus does. Yeah.
What's the weird noise, Brad?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, show us. I don't know.
Demonstrate, please.
Y'all want me to do it again?
Don't leave.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Don't leave me hanging. Like pump the volume up, dude. Do it again.
Yeah.
Ye snore.
Ye
That's,
snore.
that's what. That's what.
Are you
that's what-
speaking Swedish?
Ye snore.
Snore.
Man.
Oh man.
Please title that podcast as Ye Snore.
Mm.
Ye
Thank you.
snore.
I'm calling. We talk about OddTaxi, ye snore, man. Like fucking Brad. That's perfect, by the way.
snore.
I'm just gonna fucking take a clip of this and then post the koala. Like that koala wasn't there. I'm like, no, it was. Brad was the
his best
protagonist of
impression.
that. Okay.
He's a killer and a koala. I said koala.
Chibi, anything else you want to talk about OddTaxi? Do you have any?
Talk about a couple more things
Oh, what do you
to run the time.
this is-
I wanted to like. Oh, sorry, Jack. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, so this is probably just it, right? Just this one season. Do you
Yeah.
think they
No,
have any
no.
opportunity to
So,
spin off, or
I mean, so who would you want to see in the spinoff?
I haven't?
Everyone.
I want to see justice.
You want to see?
Justice served.
Oh, so
Fuck that bitch.
oh, so you don't know? Yeah, she goes to jail.
What? Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah, so basically
all
what
I need to
happens,
know.
like at the end of the movie, right? She actually gets in the cab with him. They have a
Mhm.
conversation. She pulls a knife on him. She swings on him. But
Ooh.
Otakawa.
That's what was gonna happen. I was like, what did she just pull out a knife and it ends there?
She swings on him and then it like cuts off, right? And then it
She does
shows.
Capoeira that
Yeah.
what's her face taught
Do you
him.
think it might have been, dude? But then it shows like Otakawa going on a date with Miho, right?
Mhm.
And then as they're going through the end after they get to the zoo, right, which is weird, right? It's a fitting thing because he loves zoo animals. So he
Mhm.
gets to the zoo and they start going through these slideshows. And one of the slideshows was like he defended himself. She got sent to jail, and like he got like a minor injury and stuff like that. And then
Mhm.
it eventually just kind of shows everyone else and the things they're doing. I really don't think that there's going to be a second season or a continuation.
She
That's kind
escapes from jail.
that's kind of. I don't know if you can. I don't know about that. This isn't This isn't the Yakuza game. You ain't got no fucking shot. The thing is, like, I mean, they have her like dead to rights, right? So they got her for murder, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon. Yeah, I think she's done. So
I think season 2 should be where Otakawa becomes like Walrus Man or,
A walrus
Oh my
man.
god, when did you get so
Bat-
big?
Batman, but a walrus.
Batman, but a walrus.
And he just starts.
Well,
yeeting
I mean,
people.
remember, he said that he wanted to when he was talking to the kid when the kid like created that fucking viral cult or whatever that like there's evil to be taken care of and that's what he does. Now, so Jack, usually with a lot of original anime because this didn't have a manga. Like the manga.
That was what I was
Oh,
gonna
no.
ask.
The manga
Yeah.
came afterward. So like sometimes
Interesting.
when an original anime is successful, they
Mhm.
will create a manga. Like I think Ranking of Kings, like the manga came afterwards. I might be wrong, but
So do they stick to the story that was presented
No,
in?
yeah. Generally
Okay.
what they do is that they flesh out like let's say like what the movie did when they had like the interviews was like they were trying
Mhm.
to cover gaps that they might have
Gotcha. Good
overlooked.
details. Yeah.
Generally that's what they do. And what's up?
I thought it was based off a novel, like
It's
a
not.
book, like an
No.
actual book.
That's what makes this really impressive because generally
I was just gonna say that.
with anime, like they usually have a
iCard.
source. Yeah, okay. They have a source, right? Like they have a source, but OddTaxi didn't. That's why I was super impressed because I was like, dude, someone fucking actually wrote this, and then they ran with it and it ended up being an excellent fucking anime, which is fucking shocking to me because I think like Buddy Daddies, Jack,
Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
doesn't have a manga, so that's why the
I
ending
like
felt.
that show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the ending was so definitive. It's just that's just what it is. Sometimes it sucks because you're like 13 episodes, like a half
Short.
season never feels
Yeah.
like good enough, but that's just usually how it works.
Yeah.
This isn't Gundam, bro. Where they do like 13 episodes now, 13 episodes 2 months later.
I don't need a Gundam.
You know what I mean?
Because then you're gonna have different iterations and
Yeah, but with OddTaxi, I felt like short, condensed story, 2.5 hour movie worked, right? I think for the most part. Brad, you felt like the whole movie structure would have worked, right? Instead of watching straight 13 episodes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I watched the first 3 episodes,
Mhm.
and the first like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Was I think fairly summative of
correct.
of
Yeah.
those episodes. So
Did you like the interviews that they had because it felt like they were kind of adding more to the plot, or at
I
least
kind of want to watch the movie now instead.
yeah, it with the characters I didn't know about, I was kind of confused because like they were talking as their story was being told. So I was like, I don't know who this they're talking and I don't know who they are, but
Right.
So it's like it's a mystery thing. Mystery things are not my not my typical genre. So
They're so good though.
Brad's head the entire time. Man, this ain't Final Fantasy, dude. Where are the crystals?
exactly.
Ain't no magic here, bro. What the fuck?
Like
Where the maho?
where's the
Where's
comedy
Mashal?
relief at? I don't understand.
Where's Sid? I hate this. I hate this so much. All right, Chibi. Like I answered Jack's question when you were out, but like, do you have anything else you want to talk about? OddTaxi?
Are you guys okay with going in depth with some of the characters?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, because I was like actually taking notes for once. So no, because I was because you know these characters like they're like
There's depth
they're
to them.
so yeah I was trying to think of the word, but depth is perfect. Because like with the oh my god, what's his name? Kakihana, the monkey, like his buddy. I was so torn about him because I'm just like
Too bad.
I felt so bad for him at one point, and then I kind of had like that idea of like you kind of did this to yourself.
Well,
but I just kind of wanted your input. Like, what was your take on him?
If you think about it, a lot of them put themselves. I mean, it's a really good like, I don't know, like it has a really good parody with reality if you think about it, because a lot of these people are putting themselves in situations that you could see yourself in.
Yeah.
Right. And that I think that extends to like every character, like Miho stealing and shit like that, stealing from the doctor and stuff like that to pay off her debts.
Oh, the drugs, yeah.
Yeah,
the drugs.
Drugs, baby. I was like, give me some of that. Reminds me of my senior chief in the Navy. You didn't hear me say that. Anyway, like same thing with like Kakahana. I was like, so he knows that he's not a good looking dude. He's obviously older, right? And then he has like he's on these dating apps and stuff like that, and he's lying about his stuff, and Otokawa calls him like for the place like that's not you. Like you don't make half this money, bro. What are you doing? That type of stuff. And then he feels like he found someone, right, that he connected with, and it ends up scamming him, and he gets put into like debt collection and almost gets fucking killed.
Dude, that shit was insane.
Yeah.
I knew it was sus when she's like, you came at the right time in the fucking shadows. I'm like,
yeah, no,
like, what do you mean?
Well, that's essentially like every character. Like a lot of them put themselves in these situations, but they, I don't think they had the patience, to get them out, or at least they looked for shortcuts. A lot of them did, right? And Otokawa kind of saw. I mean, he just saw through everyone's bullshit, really. Like he's essentially like your POV character,
I think when you meet as many people as you do as a taxi driver, you tend to be able to start picking up on personalities and behaviors, and when people are lying, because you probably hear so much bullshit on a regular basis.
Right. Like
especially when both of your parents just yeet themselves from existence. You
yeah.
You get a sixth sense. You get a sixth sense for those kind of things.
It's called trauma.
Yeah, it's called trauma.
Trauma, for real.
Like, and it's like he had his coping mechanism was essentially the visual agnosia.
Which is so sad if I think about it. Like,
just never talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Like when he actually went the conversation, like because the speculation was, it was a double murder suicide or double suicide, and they tried to kill their kid.
Murder.
But it was just a depressed woman who hated her fucking life and her husband, and hated her kid as well, and then tried to kill herself or killed herself and then tried to kill her kid, which is something that happens. So it was, it's anthropomorphic animals, but like it's really, really so dosed in reality.
Yeah. Which is, I did not expect it, but
if you understand like Japanese culture is like depression is completely ignored.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We were just talking about that Monday about like how a lot of cultures like mental health is. Yeah. You suck it up. You don't talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. The America did come up with the mental health theory. So
anyway, I mean, skipping over the dumbass.
But yeah, no, that was pretty much all my questions. Because I was also going to ask about the fucking crazy boy, the gotcha boy, who wasn't actually crazy, but we already kind of talked about him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good social commentary on like, it's kind of weird because you don't really see anime with this type of grounded material.
Yeah,
and usually when you see it, they're like rom-coms or they're fucking like romantic,
or like slice of life,
or slice of life stuff. But in this one, you're seeing like essentially kind of a neo-noir thriller, right? Where the taxi cab driver is kind of like he was essentially be what we call like the fixed point, and everyone else is a connected thread to him.
Mhm.
And you're just kind of wondering, like, what does Otokawa have to do with all
Yeah,
of this?
and I liked how as it progressed, it's like, oh, you really start seeing the connections because I thought they were just all fucking filler characters, like, you know, that had nothing to do with the plot, and you really start to see like the interconnectedness as it goes on.
That was essentially like one of the reasons why I like this, because it usually with anime you have maybe 2 to 3 in-depth characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in OddTaxi, like everyone is fairly in-depth and they have like
Yeah.
a
For the
connection
most
to
part,
some.
yeah.
They connect to
Yeah.
one another. Like,
And it didn't feel like too much, you know. Usually it's like, like, can you get on with it? But like for this one, it felt pretty.
yeah,
I don't want to say
like,
natural, but like I wasn't annoyed with it.
to see certain characters like Dobu, right? Who's just like, you're like thinking he's just random gangster, but like he works for the dude that fucking Otokawa is indebted to, right? He has his connections to Miho. He fucking also messed with that kid and essentially like took like, you know, scammed him twice, right? He scammed him with the fucking eraser and then he scammed him in the gacha game. And it's like all of that shit was connected because almost all these characters have interacted with one another. Like he hates was it Dobu hates was it Sano? That's the name? Hates the kid because he's like super cocky and super young, doesn't like understand like how, you know, what being a gangster really meant and that type of stuff, that type of honor. And it was like he didn't want to hurt anybody, he just carried a gun with him just in case, but it's just kind of ironic.
Keep that thing on
he
me.
got fucking he got shot with his own blicky. This happens.
Fucking keep that thing on me.
Right? Like the one character who really felt like he just kind of wanted to help was Gariki. Like, as you know, I would say he would probably be the one character who didn't have the depth that everyone else had, right? The doctor.
Mhm.
He didn't have, I don't think he had the depth
Yeah.
that every character did.
I think that was the only character that was just like
Because even the kid who was like obsessed with the idols, like he was obsessed with Rui and that what they got mystery kiss or something like that, right?
Oh my god, mystery
he's
kiss.
like, I just want to see them be successful, and I will buy. What is that? He's like, I won the lottery, and now I'm going to buy 300,000 copies of it.
I was like, I love this support.
Which, by the way, fucking that type of idol support is real in Japan.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And like when
fucking
you saw
shrines.
Because he could have been a kid that ended up like an Oshinoko and fucking tried to kill Ai, right? Same type of deal. So Brad had a point when he was like, well, all these guys could have had like a hand in it. And it just happened to be what I think 4 characters, right? The manager, Rui, Sano, and then Sano's assistant. So, you know, and then, you know, just like I said, it's very rare for an anime to be this in depth in terms of its characters, but but I think they sacrifice like the animation to ensure that like you paid attention to the plot. And so, you know, when you watch, like, if you've ever watched neo-noir like Brick, or I'm trying to think of another one, or like something like, you know, Glass Onion, Knives Out, those types of movies, they do that all the time, where there's always like subtle hints everywhere, and it's like you don't catch on to it because they're just doing a lot of sleight of hand, because you're hearing them talk, but you're not seeing like who are they talking to, what are they talking about. You're not catching on to these cues until like they wrap it up at the end. And it was kind of nice that at the end of the anime, they did a good job of like taking all the threads, pulling them tightly together. And you're like, holy shit, everyone knows everyone pretty much. Yeah. Right? It just so happens that poor Arakawa, because he's a taxi cab driver, right? Which is real. It's with Jack's point. That's realistic, right? You meet all these fucking people driving that cab around that small area in Tokyo that eventually, you know, people are going to have some type of connection to one another. So,
yeah. Very true.
Big fucking fan.
Yeah. Definitely a must watch.
I would be. Correct, Brad. All right.
I have a question for you, Ken.
Sure.
From anonymous source. Question for Ken. If this anime was made into a live action adaptation, would The Rock be the perfect cast for Otokawa?
No. God, no.
I'm sorry, Willie Jim. That's a no.
Yeah. Who would The Rock play, Brad? Like, honestly, he would play Gariki. Watch, he played.
I was gonna say he'd play the doctor. He would play the doctor.
The doctor.
No.
Otokawa would be like John Goodman. You know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
All right, we do have another question. Also, guys, you are more than welcome to ask questions. It could be about this anime, anything. You know, why is Ken obsessed with questionable things?
What?
What is the funniest anime you have seen? Brad, what's the funniest anime you've seen?
That's a good one. Pretty much all the animes that I've watched are pretty much comedies. It's a tough one. One Punch
got
Man
one.
was One
Yeah.
Punch Man was
Ooh.
pretty great.
Yeah, One
Mhm.
Punch Man started
But
hilarious.
I
Mashal
was
really,
gonna say
So,
Mashal.
that was
That's my
gonna be
answer.
mine.
yeah. I was like it's that show's really turning out probably to being my favorite.
It's solid.
It's probably going to bump Bo Fury out of the running there.
That's very shocking because you love Bo Fury. Holy shit.
Yeah. Nah, I mean,
So
Bo
if you,
Fury would
hey,
probably
if,
be my
if
number
you don't
2.
know, by the way, if you don't know, Brad, this little bastard, was like, someone was talking about anime, and this dude was actually recommending anime to this person. I was like, who the fuck? Where am I?
Corrupted him finally.
What day?
There was just
This was the best
I just
decision to
googled
do.
animes to watch and just sent him the list. I mean, sheesh.
He's like, check it out, boy.
Proud
Let me,
of you.
let me get you on
He's
this
like,
here anime.
puts Bo Fury at the very top.
No, he actually put Bo Fury at
He
2.
put Bo
No.
Fury on there.
Yeah.
Did
Was
you
it
put
two?
Mashal number 1?
Man, I think it was, what was it, Brad? You had Bo Fury 3.
Yeah, it was actually One Punch Man. So I said I'm not a serious anime watcher. Yeah, I watch mostly comedies. So I actually said One Punch Man, Mashal, Bo Fury, and then I made another tweet and said if you want something like more dark or kind of more mainstream, or serious or adult, it was Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer,
Juju.
Juju's.
Jujutsu. I'm all about that Juju Kaisen, boys. Like,
The Jujutsu Kaisen.
that's the new grimace drink from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
oh no.
So I actually spelled it wrong like 3 times before I actually sent that tweet because the second J or no there was one letter that I for some reason could not type out. Anyways,
T?
sure, why not? And then I don't remember what the third one was. I think it was Trigun Stampede. I think it was the third one that I recommended.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I was very surprised that Brad recommended shit. I was like, what?
What was this? He was one of my
Who's this guy?
streamer friends.
Who the,
so I
who
figured,
the
hey,
fuck?
I
Yeah,
have
so-
watched at least 3
With
animes.
Mashal, so the manga is coming to an end, right? And I just read like the last couple chapters. That shit is the funniest fucking thing I've ever read.
Really?
in
Oh
a
man,
battle
I'm
manga
excited though.
Ever. I was like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, because it's peak MASH. And I think like whenever they get down, because I think they said they're going to animate it to completion.
Nice. I was gonna
So-
say, how far are they from like what is animated now to the manga?
I think 13 episodes is around 60 to 70 chapters, I think.
Hmm
So
There's like 200-ish chapters, right?
When is that?
there's
supposed-
160.
do we know
Oh,
when
okay.
that
So maybe
next
like 3
season's coming out?
seasons.
Probably next year. I mean, well, it depends. I think The Witch from Mercury was like 6 months apart. So it might be 6 months from now. I don't know.
Hopefully, because I know the new season of Spy Family is coming out soon, right? Or the movie?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the movie's
Yeah.
coming out
Yeah.
soon.
Couple things coming out. JJK, and then
Yeah.
Spy
Black Clover
Family.
movie just came out.
we did have a question for you, Ken.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it
what
Brad
did you-
again?
No, it's not Brad. What did you think of the last episode of Demon Slayer season 3?
Oh, it's
Because we
fantastic.
can definitely have a whole thing about it.
You know, it's interesting because like having read the manga, I've always wanted to see like what the impact of Nezuko, being able to fight the sun or like beat that fucking
Dude,
become the
I
first demon in the
completely
sun.
fucking forgot
Dude,
that
it
part.
fully reinforces
When it happened, I was
fully
like,
it fully
oh.
reinforces the fact that fucking Muzan is quite possibly the stupidest fucking antagonist
Oh,
in fucking
for
manga and
sure.
anime.
Fucking for
He's
sure. I
very
hate
threatening.
him.
Don't get me wrong, but he's a fucking
He's
idiot.
an idiot.
Absolute
And it's going
idiot.
to progress of him becoming
Well, I
more
mean,
of an
like
idiot,
the
like-
way. So, like, I stand by the fact that I think Ufotable, the actual animation studio, is probably the best in anime right now, and
Mhm.
because that entire episode was just fucking fantastic,
It was
It was
beautiful.
really good.
and the fact that you have Nezuko like sacrificing herself because Tanjiro was having a fucking panic attack.
Dude, I wanted to
Which
beat the
I-
shit out of
Yeah, he
him.
couldn't
No,
fucking figure it out.
fuck that. I think that's realistic and it's
No,
like
it
true to
Oh
his
is.
yeah,
character.
for sure.
But I was
Nope.
just
Save
frustrated.
your family member or save
Because like,
Save-
Like
because
his
remember,
last family
because
member.
remember with fucking Tanjiro, he's a very honorable person. So that's
Uh-huh.
very much within his character. And like he loves his sister and he has this really strong sense of duty and honor. So he knows that he's the only person that can get to that demon right, in time to save those people. So he's probably like, I either kill her or she dies in front of me, right, and I get to him. And then Nezuko made the decision for him. I thought that entire thing was like that because you saw it because you're reading it in the manga and like the panel. You're like, okay, that's obviously gonna be like an emotional moment in the anime. But Ufotable did such a good job of like showing just how tough the decision was for Tanjiro, like the panic attack. Like some people were like, "Oh, is he having a panic attack?" I'm like, "Yes."
Like
that
is
clearly
that is what a panic
well,
attack.
I mean, most people don't know what that looks like, Jack.
Yeah.
So they see that like he's taking these short, shallow breaths very quickly, and then eventually he has to fucking like make that decision, and then he ends up being like very vicious. We're not here to listen to your fucking backstory, my dude. Like, I'm here to cut you out and then kill you. Which, by the way, if you don't know, what Tanjiro did when he found out that the demon was inside the body is actually very important to what happens next for the Hashira, like moving forward with like the other big fights that are coming. Like it's very important because it kind of showcases like an ability that almost every major Hashira will have, like moving forward when they fight the upper moons. So yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
I mean, he's had this. Doesn't he have this ability?
Well, no, he has the ability to. So like, if you notice, like he has like that smell, right?
Yeah.
But there's a secondary ability where like his smell could only go to like to a certain point, but now it's like super honed, and he could see within the body, right?
Because he got more powerful.
Yeah, so he got more powerful based off that. Obviously his emotions like overtaking him and stuff like that. So
I think we can have a whole ass episode on season 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I was gonna say.
So we can save that.
Yeah.
Nope.
I have a lot of I have a lot of fun
table these discussions.
Yeah.
All right, put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. Next question was, do we have some of the next anime picked out for the podcast? Which I think the next one probably will be season 3.
Yeah.
Because it was a fantastic season. So you're gonna have to fucking watch.
We can talk about JJK. Because JJK's out in 6 days.
Did we not talk about Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, we haven't.
No, the new season.
Oh, I thought we. But we have done an episode.
We have mentioned it, but we didn't do an episode.
I don't think we did an episode.
I don't think we had an actual episode for JJ.
Because I didn't go off about Nanami.
Wait, maybe we did.
I don't think we did.
This might have been before. This might have been one of our earlier ones.
Yeah, before we actually got on YouTube. Maybe. Yeah.
I should have like a list of all the ones we've covered.
That's a good idea.
We can. Yeah, we should.
I'll do it.
I swear, Brad's
a couple things we should probably try.
I'm just ignoring Brad.
We're gonna meet up in person, and Brad's gonna get fucking slapped the first time he sees Chibi.
I'm just gonna roll up there with my fucking 4'10" ass. Be like, bro, come here.
I would actually be disappointed if it didn't happen. Been building up for this moment,
bro. All right, next question. What are your thoughts on the Assassination Classroom live action? Not gonna lie, this is the first time I've heard of it.
I've never heard of that.
They have a live action for that?
I don't trust Falcon. Do they have a live action? I know they have a live action of One Piece.
He might be right. They actually might have a live action for Assassination Classroom. Shit. I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, they do.
I've never even heard of the show.
When did it come out?
When did it come out?
2015.
Oh my god, really?
I'd have to watch it. Normally, I mean, a lot of like live action stuff is not good. I made that very clear. There's like a select few of things like.
Yeah, we've already mentioned which ones we.
Kenshin,
well, what do you think about the One Piece one? I thought the live action trailer. Oh Jesus Christ, looked pretty good.
It looks
like I don't watch One Piece.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much money?
It remind me of a lot like Aladdin.
You guys know how much money the One Piece anime is going to cost?
I can't even imagine.
It's 18 million per episode.
For the anime?
For the anime. No, live action.
Of course, their budget is. I was about to say. Wait, isn't it a movie or is it a show?
It's a show. It's a TV series. Yeah.
What? That's cool.
Now listen.
I like that.
Now listen. I don't know. Like with Netflix's live action, you can make fun of it, right? The Cowboy Bebop stuff fucking sucked. Let's be real about it.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, don't. A lot of people are honestly, when they saw the trailer, were like, okay, this could be really good. Could be. I don't know though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see in the end of. It's like the end of July, I think, right?
I'm sure. I didn't know when.
Yeah. So I don't know how many episodes there are, but 18 mil per episode is like it's pretty much the most expensive show on Netflix.
If you could have a live action adaptation of an anime that hasn't been done yet, and you were guaranteed it was going to look good, what would you have?
I'm trying. You want me to do like something? You know what I want?
I
Like
wouldn't
live action.
mind.
I want a live action Gundam. I know there's one in the works. I know that like
That'd be cool, and that's not going to be hard to do because we've seen it in
well,
Transformers,
well,
and there
here-
have been good
well,
Transformer
here's the thing
movies.
with Gundam, right? The question is, and is are you going to? There's like certain stories you can adapt, like Hathaway. Hathaway is a very mature story for Gundam, and most of the stories are. It's going to be interesting to see like if they really nail like the anti-war theme, because that's essentially what Gundam is. It's really anti-war. I
And
don't
it needs
like.
to be rated R.
It needs to be. It fucking does need to be rated R, dude. They do not pull punches, man. Iron Blood Orphans is one of the. That shit is graphic. Even
Like if they take
even the
it
Witch
and
from
turn it
Mercury, dude.
into a
There,
PG-13.
bro. There are some scenes in the Witch from Mercury that were just like really graphic. Well, like here's the thing. There's one director I would trust with making Gundam, and that's like Guillermo del Toro, because Pacific Rim was so fucking good.
True. Yeah.
And like they did
Yeah,
he
but you
did
have to.
he did an excellent job with it. I think
Yeah.
I can't remember who the director is, but I don't know. Like,
Michael Bay.
It's Michael. Please no, please God.
I think it was.
Where's Megan Fox? What part is she? What part is she gonna play? And what clothes is she gonna wear or not wear? Because that's
or not
essentially
wear. Yeah.
that's essentially what that is.
Oh, it was yeah.
I think it's like Jordan Roberts. I'm not really familiar with his work though, but I do know that like he's been discussing that, and it might be a PG-13 film too, Jack. So, I mean, you can still get
Gundam does not need to be. That's like making Deadpool PG-13.
which they won't. Yeah, they've already talked about it's gonna be rated R. So,
Sure.
that-
Oh yeah, no, of course.
I was gonna say don't do
But
it.
what I'm
Don't do
saying is
PG-13.
like Venom. You can't. I feel like that character and that story would be so much better if you made it rated R.
Yeah.
You went the route that
When they had-
Spawn when they made Spawn into a PG-13 movie.
yeah, like the unrated version of Spawn is so much better. I love that. The unrated version was so much better. I was like, why did you guys?
Yeah, when they did the HBO series for Spawn,
so
that was the
fucking
best
good.
one.
We're fucking aging ourselves. So this came out in 1996, I think, 97. Like that show was dope.
It was really good.
Really good.
My favorite action figure was a Spawn.
Dude,
Spawn's good. Like,
Todd
but you have to
McFarlane's
capture
art.
him the
Todd
way
McFarlane's
he-
art is insane, dude. Like I
Yeah,
don't
it's so
understand
good.
how detailed that cape is, bro. I'm sorry. Brad, do you want to see Mashal live action? They can do it, man.
Ooh.
That
They-
would be fun.
They could do it.
I
Brad,
think
get
that
off
would be
Rocket League.
hilarious.
Brad, get off Rocket League. Get off Rocket League right now.
Damn it, we're almost done, Brad. Focus.
Jesus.
I just want
Up
I
here,
just wanna
brother.
see how fast-
Up here.
I wanted,
Up here.
I wanted to see
Not
how
over
fast
there.
he caught that.
I'm very
Um,
attentive, man. I'm like watching what's happening.
What a dick.
Whoa, no, exit.
You
No.
fucking suck at Rocket League. Anyway, why would you play the game?
Oh,
I do. I gotta practice, man. I gotta practice.
That's true.
Yeah. As long as Tom Holland is Mashal,
Okay.
that's or Mash. Yeah.
I
Tom
think-
Holland would be really fun if he got really buff. Would be such a good match.
You know what actually
The Rock. Actually, The
The
Rock.
Rock should be-
Yeah, The Rock, of course. Jesus. You know
No,
what?
no,
we-
Sorry,
Go
it needs to be what's his name? Oh my god, he's a
Chris Pratt,
No. He played in Guardians, and I love him
Oh,
so
you're talking
much.
about,
Batista.
Batista. Oh my.
Batista.
Batista,
I would
oh my
love
God.
Batista being.
It'd be good.
God,
Yeah. It'd be good
God,
He's
representation,
so
Jack.
good as Brax.
It'd
He's
gotta
so
be-
good as Brax.
It'd be good
It's gotta be
representation,
Tom
Jack.
Hardy.
He's Filipino, so let's get it. Batista is
Yeah.
half Filipino. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
No, it's either got to be
Put
Tom
me in,
Hardy
coach.
Tom
Gotta be
Hardy.
Tom
I
Hardy.
wouldn't
Hardy.
mind acting.
or Cillian Murphy.
I don't think to Cillian Murphy. It would be funny. He'd be like fucking. Cillian Murphy's so fucking thin, bro. Oh my god.
Well, I think he could do the deadpan.
Oh,
like-
dude, absolutely.
the-
Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. He's fucking hilarious, and dude.
Yeah. You know what would probably be the most possible to do is Buddy Daddies.
I would say any
Just watch
anime
Bad
that's
Boys,
not
that's all you need to
fantastic.
do.
Exactly. Watch Bad Boys. We've solved it.
True.
The thing is, like, if you take away like the fantastical elements of certain anime, you can really do it. Like Samurai Champloo.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought Cowboy Bebop was like you could have done it, but I thought the casting decisions were questionable, and I thought like the direction of it was not good either. Even though the music throughout the entire show was really good.
Yeah, they should have had Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
direct that one.
Waititi.
Yeah,
He would have fucked it up like he did Thor: Love and Thunder. So if that's your favorite Marvel
Yeah.
movie, leave the chat now.
dude, I will say,
Ragnarok's the best.
Get the fuck.
I will
outta
say
here.
that
The Rock
I will
should
say
have
that
been there.
I will say that Jojo Rabbit was one of my most underrated movies of 2019.
Heartbreaking, bro. That's a heartbreaking
God.
movie. ScarJo. Love her. And what's the next question? Sorry.
No, you're good. I think that was all the questions I had, or that was in chat.
Yeah, I didn't see any more.
So
Too bad.
Brad's like, let me get on Rocket League right now.
Yeah.
So for the next episode for Pixelate Thoughts, we're doing a VTuber episode. And do we have like a date for that? Because I probably
Did you guys ever answer me?
I did. I said I couldn't do
Absolutely
fucking
not.
Tuesday. I couldn't do.
I could do like Wednesday. I just can't do Tuesday.
So I might sit that one out.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Why? What are you doing?
I like me and my wife were in the family. We're doing something. My mother-in-law.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh well,
Wait, when will you be back?
bring her on the podcast too. I mean,
No. Well,
Do we need to take a week off?
No, what? You guys can do the podcast without
He just
me.
doesn't want to have a
You
VTuber.
just send me the footage and I'll
He
edit
just
it.
doesn't want to
We're
be
just-
a
you're the
VTuber.
We're just
glue.
because like she's
don't do
like
this without
coming
you.
back from Maryland for a wedding. Like she's going to like her friend's wedding, and then like we're gonna go do stuff on like July 4th and then the next day too.
So what?
What's up?
Are we doing it Wednesday?
Sure, why not?
I think that's
Sounds
the
great.
5th, right?
Yeah, that's the 5th.
If that's okay with you, like I can't do the
I'm-
4th, but I could do the
Fine, I
3rd
just need to
or
talk
the
to
5th.
Yeah, I mean,
Sneaky and
Jack-
Swoze.
We
Okay.
have Brad as a VTuber. Jack can fucking record, and so can Brad. And then you
Yeah,
guys just
and I plan on trying to get a PNG working.
okay.
And then I have a VTuber. I might look for a different one, but I have one. I just haven't used it with my new computer. Oh God, Brad, that's terrifying.
That is very scary. That's very furry-esque. Oh. What the fuck, man? Also, we can have like if your chat, like anyone's chat, really, like Brad. Well, Brad, you don't have a chat. Chibi and Jack, you guys if they have like suggestions of like things they want to talk about, like things they want us to cover, absolutely. And if some people in chat like you feel like you want to come on the show, absolutely, that's completely fine. Yeah, we're always looking for guests.
I will make an announcement in Discord.
Yeah. So if you guys have things you guys want us to talk about, oh God, there you go. Fits the OddTaxi stuff, I guess. It's very creepy.
Oh my God, he's got dog on his shirt.
Yeah, if you if you have not
Just hit me up.
Yeah, just hit Chibi up. If you haven't
Don't actually hit me, but hit me up.
check out our YouTube channel, right? Subscribe,
Yes. I will be making that video soon. Don't worry.
please.
It's busy. I'm prepping for my subathon.
My offer still stands. We get
Who's
to
the furry
1,000
Brad?
subs.
What do we have right
Chibi
now?
gets a PS4 on like 608.
Yeah. Hey, that's better than we were. Remember, guys, sub to our YouTube.
Hey,
We get
I
to
need a fucking
forward
PS5
it
so
to
I
your
can play
friends.
Final
Tell your
Fantasy.
friends to forward it to their friends and their families.
if you
hit
get
that
like I said, my
subscribe
Please, I'm
button.
desperate. I'm
my
broke.
my fucking offer still stands. We get to 1,000 subs. Chibi gets a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Brad will
Thank
probably
you, thank
love.
you.
Brad, do you have the physical copy of Final Fantasy 16 or?
No, I just have
No.
a digital.
It's unfortunate because I was thinking like Brad was a collector. He'd like just you could. Nah, you wouldn't like Brad would never let you rent out any of his games. Let's be real.
Yeah. it's okay.
Absolutely.
That dude's a
Also,
selfish
real-
motherfucker.
Real quick shout out to Ken.
Yeah.
This was almost lost today on the bottom of my
So
stairs.
Chibi's birthday's coming soon, right? This
Thank
Sunday,
you, Ken.
right? So she has a wish list. Make sure you guys buy her. Everyone just go in and buy the Gojo thing just multiple times so that you can.
What the fuck? I think once you buy it, it
She-
takes it off.
she can-
Literally, me with like 20 Gojos. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, when
I'm
we
like,
do,
all right, we're doing a Gojo
when
giveaway.
we do the JJK episode, it'd be great because you're gonna have just a bunch of Gojos surrounding you. That's my expectation. If there are no Gojo, listen, chat. If you're there, like buy the Gojo
Please give me a
figurine.
Nanami one.
Yeah, no, buy the Gojo figurines so that she is forced to put them up while we have this conversation, and that
Yes.
can be the thumbnal. We can be like, she's
Bro,
obsessed with
please.
JJK. What's wrong
Streamer
with her?
obsessed.
Streamer obsessed. Just another story in OddTaxi, apparently. So
Oh God. Oh God, I'm the killer. I'm the killer.
No.
Right.
And don't forget the next episode will be on my channel. Will be
Mhm.
live.
yes, please,
Oh no.
Make sure you show Jack some love.
because Chibi will be there. Right, we're all essentially one big
Yes.
community. So if you're not sub to our YouTube channel, get the fuck out. No, I'm just
Yeah, bro. Take your exit. No,
kidding.
thank you for the shout out. Yeah, we'll be on Jack's next week. Who knows? Maybe it'll be during our subathon. Who fucking
Look at that
knows this
quality
point?
ass content.
When's your,
Power wash the sim.
when's your subathon? by
It
the way?
starts July 1st, so Saturday.
July 1st.
And it is
Right,
uncapped.
meow.
Uncapped.
Oh, uncapped. Fuck. Eh.
Pull a
It's-
Southern mama, stay on for
Wow.
6 days.
I mean, yeah,
Crazy,
that's
crazy girl.
that's fucking
Yeah,
stressful.
y'all are wild for that.
Y'all do your thing.
It's a fun time. It's great.
I wish I
content.
could stream
I
for
mean, you'll have your
six
sleep.
days straight.
Yeah.
Brad, you don't even stream for 6 hours, bro. Get the
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's okay,
All right.
Brad.
Any
We'll get you
closing
there.
thoughts by anybody here? Are we?
2-week stream. Woo.
If you guys haven't watched a 2-week stream, sir, ain't no way. If you guys haven't watched OddTaxi,
Do
I
people-
highly recommend it.
Do
Such
people,
a unique.
do people do
and,
that, by the way? Like they do like these big the 2-week stream? What are y'all crazy? Like, y'all-
I mean, if uncapped, shit.
holy shit, man! I like to sleep, bro.
Oh, that's what Curtis said. I
You
was
do
like,
get to sleep. People tend
Yeah.
to leave it up and
No,
play
you
something else.
nap. You
yeah,
nap.
or like your mods will take over, or like, yeah,
Oh,
there's ways
man.
people do it.
Oh, so you just cheat. Got it. Cool.
Oh my god!
All right, bitch.
Who the fuck is staying up that long?
Now
Someone
apparently this
dedicated to their
fucking
craft.
guy. Okay, Jack, that's why he's not a streamer. It's okay.
This
He really isn't. Like I don't know if anyone knows. Like Brad is not a streamer, dude. Oh my god! Look at that. Give me.
Bro, any
that's
hoosies.
creepy.
That's creepy. That's
maybe
my
I'll use
closing
that.
thoughts.
Maybe I'll use that program
Oh my god.
for
Okay.
next week.
I don't think you want to use that. Look at that, how terrifying that thing is.
Ah. All right. Done with the closing thoughts. This episode will be live on Friday. What is that? Is that the 30th? Is that
Yeah, the
Okay,
30th.
cool. Friday, live on the 30th. Please go ahead, support, show some love. We got a lot of likes in the last episode. That was pretty cool. We'd like to get that. We'd like to continue that rolling as well. Like Chibi said, tell your friends and family. You know,
Tell your
whatever.
dog.
Just tell them to sub. Create accounts for them and sub. You know, why not?
Bro, why did you use that?
I just found it.
You
I
could have used the
literally just-
hippo.
That is so.
That would have
that is
been that would've
so
been perfect.
unsettling, honestly, the way it looks. There's no
Yeah,
thought.
so cool, be
there's
super
there's,
dead in the
there's
eyes.
not a single thought behind those eyes. Not a single thought.
That would be Otakala if he was.
Hey,
in
don't.
there.
Hey, Brad. Does that blink with you, or just don't blink at all?
No,
for this
no,
fun-
it
Aw,
doesn't.
just don't blink for this final
That would
closing
be
Just
segment.
don't
great.
blink.
So, if you have not done so already, you're a guy, like everyone who's in your chat should be fucking sub to Chibi. Okay, but also show Jack some love. I guess you could sub to Brad too. You know, just so in case he
yeah.
ever rears his ugly ass head.
Oh, God.
And
I
don't-
streamed like 2 weeks ago. Calm down.
And don't forget to sub to our channel. I want to thank everyone for watching. We'll talk to you next time.